in this masterclass, I brought in Jeremy because he's built a very incredible agency over the last 12 months, $500,000 in retainers. It's actually really impressive, dude. I've seen some of your stuff with Ty Lopez. I've done some stuff with Ty Lopez. So I think between our experiences, we know what we're talking about here. You've also done a lot of sales with Grant Cardone, working specifically on his in-house team. You worked for Grant down in Miami as his digital marketing specialist. So you got to work side by side with one of the best sales experts in the world.
Yep.
Hands down, Grant knows what he's talking about.
Absolutely.
And you've then applied that to digital marketing retainers and how to grow, get clients there. And so I want you all to know that I always ask these masterclass interviewees to make sure that they share strategies that are only duplicatable, not ones that are specific to them. So not because Jeremy's such a stud and has a large list, not because he has so much money to pay advertising dollars for. I want to make sure that this is duplicatable by anybody, no matter if you're just starting or you already have several clients. So in today's masterclass, we're going to teach you how to get your first 10 clients with non-paid strategies, non-huge list needed kind of things, but something that you can literally do in the next few hours here after you get off the call. So anyway, guys, I want to give a shout out here to Jared and Leslie and Kate and Sonia and Nick and Desiree, Willie. So glad that you all are here. Go ahead and comment in the box what city, what country even you guys are coming from, because if you didn't already know, the Entrepreneur Alliance is global. So we are now in 45 countries. So we're coming from all across the world. I'm sure some of you all are literally across the world staying up late just to watch us here. My time live is 5:35. Jeremy, what time is it for you?
We got 2:35 over here. We're in Hollywood, California.
Awesome. And obviously I'm out here in Annapolis, Maryland. We got Nashville. We got Tampa. We got Manchester, Rhode Island, New Zealand.
Yep.
Jared, way to be up late, man. I know it's late for you, dude. That's awesome. Brazil is in the house, Montreal. And yeah, this looks awesome. Katie says she can't hear anything. Katie, maybe try some speakers because it seems like a lot of other people can hear us. We're going to go ahead and get started here in the next few minutes. Melbourne, Australia. That's awesome. Jordan, I want you to know that last night I recorded an amazing masterclass with a guy in Melbourne, Australia, and he's going to actually be next week's masterclass on the 16, let me think about it, the 16 copywriting hacks that will instantly boost conversion rates. So that's going to be next week with James Hepburn from Melbourne, Australia. Going to be an amazing masterclass. I think one of our best here, but I know that James is going to top that one here today. So in the masterclass, I kind of want to hand this off here to James and Jeremy here. Just thinking about James Hepburn from Australia. Going to let Jeremy here share on a high level, some things that you're going to learn, basically a step-by-step, what you're going to learn here on the masterclass.
Perfect. So, first of all, once again, everybody, thank you for your time on the masterclass today. Your time won't be wasted. It's be some of those valuable time spent that you guys, once again, if you guys are digital agency owners, if you guys are in any business, honestly, this method I'm going to teach you, I call it showing somebody themselves, just holding up the mirror is a simple way to explain it. I'm going to go through literally a step-by-step, very actionable process that you're going to have homework to do right after you guys watch this from how simple it is. I'm going to give you guys the actual email. I'm going to give you guys the copy. We're going to teach, once again, step-by-step, how to send the perfect cold email, how to create interest, how to do it with no money. I started up my agency. I got my first 10 clients really quickly. Under about 2 weeks, I had some pretty serious retainers in the first 30 days of my business. The first 30 days I was grossing maybe $40,000, $50,000. In the first 45 days, maybe doing $60,000, $65,000. And, that was in the first months coming right out of Grant's office, and not from using Grant's name or taking Grant's clients. That's from sending this email. I'm going to show you guys step by step. I'm going to also teach you guys objection handlers. So commonly after you learn something and you actually figure out how to sell it, the issue then becomes how to overcome the issues that you're going to run into, overcome the obstacles, the walls, and the objections somebody's going to give you in real time in the market. So we're going to do a little role play. Make sure that you guys get some real-time objection handlers that you guys can use via email on the phone, and then the specific follow-up strategy. We're going to learn the golden rule of follow-up. I'm going to teach you guys literally step by step everything you need to send, everything you need to say. By the end of this, you guys are going to learn a lot, once again, specific about how to net and how to get your first 10 clients for your digital agency and just crush it, stress-free, systematically. You'll see the process today. So let's do it.
I love it. I love it, man. And so I see Willie here says, this is so much better than college. I totally agree. I want you all to know, I started my agency while I was in college.
Nice.
And I started off as a branding, more of a marketing agency. I'll share my quick story if you guys don't know it. I was in college. I was pre-dental. And then I read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, changed my life, literally changed my major to marketing the next morning. And I thought about like, what part of marketing do I want to be a part of? And I knew the internet was taking off, but I had no idea what it was about. So when I changed my major to marketing, I joined this marketing fraternity called Pi Sigma Epsilon, just a bunch of people that really loved marketing. And I thought I'm perfectly at home, but no really understood it on an online level. And so when they said, hey, everybody, we need somebody to build us a website, I just raised my hand and said, I'll give it a try, even though I had no idea how to build a website. I just wanted to test myself and see what I could do. Have you guys ever done that before? Just jump in the pool and see what happens. So that's what I did. I had no idea what I was doing. Seriously, like I had no idea what www even meant. I thought it maybe meant like Wild Wild West, because literally anything is possible. All right. So I went on from there to actually have a lot of fun. I built my first site on Squarespace and I thought it was pretty cool. And I've always loved Photoshop. I felt like, I could create anything. I love beautiful design. I actually was in like AP art classes in high school. So I really took it seriously. Started doing my friends in my classes websites for like as like almost a prettier LinkedIn to get jobs. Went on from there to start doing startup websites. And that's when my agency, Bravado Branding, began taking off. And I got into this basically feast and famine, though, that you guys might have been in the past. I would sell a bunch of clients. I would then do the work for those clients. And the third month, I would be broke. And here's the reason why. It was project-based businesses. So branding projects, videography projects, website projects. And there was no continuity to it, which kind of sucked. And so that's when I was looking at like, how do I scale this thing? And I started wanting to hire other kids in my classroom to build websites. And I went over to the college art program at UGA to try and find some art designers to do our graphic design for our clients. And that's when all of a sudden my partner Dave Rogan-Moser's ads started showing up everywhere on how to grow a digital marketing agency. Nice. And this whole model revolved around getting retainers and selling a service more than a product, something that was ongoing. And you could build a relationship there. So I spent all of my spring break money. I was supposed to go to the Bahamas. My girlfriend was so pissed at me, but I ended up spending $1,000 on this course. It's the first course I ever bought online. And it was called 6K Success. I think a lot of you all that are in the Entrepreneur Alliance are going through 6K Success. It's a pretty intensive course, but within a few days of doing 6K Success, I ended up landing my first $1,500 per month client. And that was amazing. Not only did I did the website, I did the videography, but most importantly, the retainer side, which is Facebook advertising. And with $3,000 of ad spend, I was able to get my client $30,000 in returns. Nice. And you know what? Here's the beauty of it though. I didn't even do the work. Within 6K Success, they taught me how to contract within the group. And so now the Entrepreneur Alliance, a lot of people have been able to basically connect their salesmanship to the contractors that are very technical. And it's created this beautiful agency. You're no longer just a contractor. You're no longer a freelancer, but you built a business where you can bring sales in the pipeline and then you can have people on the fulfillment side do all the work. And this does two beautiful things. First thing, what it does for you and guys, by the way, you might be on the call thinking, how can I fulfill on the stuff? And then other guys might be on the call thinking, how can I sell the stuff? So there's two sides here. I'm going to break down in a second what those mean. First, I liked the salesmanship side because I like sitting down with people, strategizing what are the awesome marketing that we can do. Then I bring in the techie guy who says, okay, I'm going to target this many people. Here's the advertising, etc. And I let them do the Facebook advertising. So it worked out for me because I could go off and sell and bring in leads. And then I pass it off to the tech guy. So I'm not in the weeds all day. However, the beauty that the tech person likes is that they're not worried about where their next sale is going to come from. They know that they're just going to be given sales and they're going to be able just to push out fulfillment.
Boom.
So there are pros and cons to both sides, and that's what 6K Success is about. In today's call, we're going to be breaking down really the sales process, the pipeline of getting leads and then being able to pass them off to somebody to do the fulfillment. You could obviously do the fulfillment yourself and take the full retainer. But in today's call, we're going to break down really just the front end of that. So, Jeremy, I'm curious for you, what's your story on building your agency?
Yeah, so I was the head of marketing before I was recruited into Grant Cardone's office to be his digital marketing specialist. So I actually stepped down a position title technically to get the opportunity to work with Grant for the amount of time that I did, which was 13 months. I trained his 25 salespeople. I had operationally worked to a point where it was Grant as the CEO, and his CEO, then he had a COO, and then he had Jared Glint, which was VP of sales, and I was training everybody below that on how to use Infusionsoft, and I started doing all the marketing activity. Next thing you know, a few months later, we're doing millions of dollars each month in returns on tangible and intangible information products. I'm sitting here getting all these emails as the marketer from feedback from customers saying things like, talking to my kids better now. I just made an extra $30K in a month from learning what you just taught me. I just did this, like completely life-changing stuff. Personally, I didn't come from anything. So I related to these people who were all saying, hey, I came from struggle. And then through information and self-education, he showed me something completely different that I never understood. So between the duality of finding a passion while I worked for Grant, helping other people with information products and the sell of those, and being the person pushing them on the back end, to the front end of it saying, wow, I really understand how to run and build a business, and I'm training everybody inside of Grant Cardone's operation. I'm going to start up a digital agency. And I did it specifically in personality brand development. So that's exactly what we do. We sell and help push and help build the personalities who sell these things like webinars, books, academies, courses, programs, universities, anything, once again, that relates to a tangible or intangible information product. So long story short, I've done that over the last 17 months. I've got to work with some incredible people. I've not only got to teach inside of the SMMA program and traveling CEO program, I've actually got to consult internally with Ty's team, his sales team. I was able to train them for a few hours at a time over a few days, and just came in and helped them crush it on things that I was able to teach Grant's team too. So that's been great. Work with people like Andy Frisella, consulting to him on what's to come that I can't really disclose to you guys yet, wink wink. And a ton of other people, Armando Montalongo, TV personalities, and like you said now, some internet personalities as well, like influencers, all the way down to people you guys have never heard of that are crushing it, like top MLM earners. So that's my actual business, and that's what I've been crushing. And so when I first left Grant's office, I didn't know there was an SMMA program because there wasn't at a time. I didn't have any mentors. Unfortunately, I wasn't targeted like you had the good grace of being targeted, Austin. I'd be extremely thankful if I was you, because I didn't get the opportunity of that mentor, and I didn't know the rule of mentors. I understood how to read. I was hitting problems in real time that I had to overcome. I was trying to hire people. I took the internal route. I have a team of 19 now that's enabled us to work on that highest level and then kind of work our way down instead of going from the bottom up to the top through outsourcing. But I've done both. I've experienced it all. I've hit the hardest walls, and through it all, in the first 12 months of business, we did 500K, which was awesome. And then in our second year now, we're on pace to do a 7 figures number, which is even better. And the better part of it all is we're actually doing 7 figures now with literally half the clients. So, straight up, all experience, all very raw, actionable data that I'm going to show people today, once again, from that story. But it's a little background, once again, on the agency side of me. I have the skill, though, of being somebody who's a marketer. So I'm incredible at marketing automation. I'm a master at Infusionsoft. I'm incredible at Facebook advertising. Everything you see, if you ever experience in my ads personally for my own personality brand, is done myself, or my personality branding agency is done myself. But I also have a team of experts that, by all means, I rely on, because you don't want to work in your business. You want to work on your business, as we all know. So it's a good background.
Absolutely. Dude, I love that. It's a great background and a cool story. because I feel like a mentor is one of the shortest ways to shortcut your
Best.
success curve.
Absolutely.
Being able to learn through other people's experiences will make things so much quicker. So I kind of congratulate everybody on here. Looks like we have, dozens of people around the world that are here live, and then obviously hundreds will watch this in the EA Vault. I'm looking at some of the comments right now. And let's see. So I want you all to know first, I'm using our webinar account here is my partner Dave's. It's just under his name, but I'm the one replying to you all. Okay, and then secondly, I don't know what the second thing is. Anyway, this is really good for you to learn about marketing. I couldn't stress more about becoming an amazing marketer, and building your agency is one of the best ways. If this is your first online business you're starting, like hell yes, because you're now becoming, the Midas touch. You're the hand that will turn everything to gold. So in the future, if you want to launch your own brand, if you ever become a consultant for other brands, or in any capacity of working in business, you're going to have to learn marketing. And out of all the skills in business, marketing is the one that moves the needle. And you can easily hire an accountant. You can easily hire a lawyer. You can easily hire everybody else, except if you can do marketing yourself, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can make money. And that's a beautiful thing. Being able to control that yourself, having that golden glove. Okay, so Katie says she's lost her sound. David Muller, he has lost her sound, by the way. Everybody say, what's up, David Muller? Because that's my father. So cool to have that support here on the call. I want to make sure that before we keep going further, type a 1 if you can hear me really well. Type a 2 if you can hear Jeremy really well. Go ahead and do that now, because I want to make sure everybody's here on the same page. So David Muller and Katie, you can see a whole lot of 1s and 2s coming in. So I know it's not on our side. It's on it's on your all's audio. So make sure that you guys can check your mic, check your 1s and 2s. All right. So let's continue on. Let's go ahead and get here into the training. I want to make sure that we start off at a high level strategy, because we can begin to lay down the foundation, and then in maybe 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to jump into the tactics of this call, literally 1s and 2s. Now, here's what I found was really cool. Before we went live, Jeremy went back to the basics himself and went down and actually implemented the strategies that we're going to talk about today, and got clients this week, literally this week, using his strategies. So I think that's really cool, man. You didn't have to do that. I know that there are other strategies that are paid, or other marketing strategies in the universe that are maybe a little bit more effective but cost money. They cost a lot of time. They cost influence. But you decided to say, you know what, back to the basics. I want to make sure that what I'm teaching is actually going to work. So just kind of my personal round of applause for you for actually doing that. That's awesome. So for you all, build belief in the fact that these are working today. This is not, what happened 2 years ago that got him started. It literally works right now. Mm-hmm. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, so simple strategy, background on it. Coming from Grant Cardone's office, for all those who don't know, he's dubbed himself as the #1 sales trainer in the world. And what Grant taught me is the day I walked into this dude's business, he had 25 salespeople on the phones making calls. He was only making $40,000 a month from digital revenue. He had $1 million plus a month in $50,000 to $500,000 in 1 to 3 year contract value. $50,000 to $500,000 in 1 to 3 years was paid by people that they were selling over the phones, with, once again, not coming in digital revenue. So the big thing that I played in this business was digitizing that process. But here's what I learned. As soon as I walked in, I was confused. I'm a marketer. I'm the one who wants to do ads. I'm the one who wants to not really talk to people on the phones and in person. And I don't want to do high volumes of communication. I want a process that I can just pay for that I know will work, right? So immediately I was in a state where I was uncomfortable with the environment, but not in a bad way, in a way where I just didn't understand the environment. There was a lot to learn. I digitized this process that he created, and I'm going to show you guys this exact process. So what they would do when they would make these cold calls, there's a little backstory on this, is they would literally be calling these people saying, hey, what's going on? We see that you have problem, but they wouldn't say it like problems. They would only say it like things the person had going on about their business. So they would either extract these things either in real time on the call with questions, or they do a little research before they made the call. So when I say they're showing people things about themselves, let me relate that to what we're talking about with digital agencies. It's really easy with so many tools like spyfoo.com, SEMrush, whatever tools that Austin recommends, I'm sure inside of this program, on top of all the ones we're going to talk about and literally use today, that show you actual data about these people's businesses that they either sometimes don't even know that they can see themselves, or B, when shown, don't normally look at. So they really take it intently in. They really draw interest when you can just show people things about themselves, especially, once again, things that they may not normally look at. So what I'm saying here is, in Grant's case, when they would make these calls, they would be trying to sell them on sales training. So they would try to find things out like how many salespeople they had, how much revenue they were making, how much more revenue they can make, what their closing ratios were, what their lead generation strategies were. You guys need to figure out things that make people leads and what make people money and what make people more money. So if you find out these three things on the internet through the lead generation strategy, I'm going to show you guys today really simply through tools, you guys in real time are going to be able to implement this strategy called holding the mirror up. Okay, so in real time, once again, back to my story, I'm just watching salespeople make calls, literally telling people things about themselves. So I get on the phone with CEOs, with decision makers, the people you guys need to talk to, and they're just like, hey, you have this going on, 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 and that's what you have going on. And the person's like, yeah, you're right, yeah. And then they, for some weird reason, articulate their opinion on that thing you just showed them. So then they give you more data to work with. They're like, on that first thing you said, this is what's going on with that, and that's why it's going on. And with thing number 2, I agree with you. That is happening, and here's why. And thing number 4, it's been a big problem for us for the last 6 months. We haven't been able to figure it out. But if we could, man, it'd be a big one. And then in real time, you get to once again have a conversation now where you have really contextual data on what their actual problems are and what the solutions that you can offer are. So if you're not just an SMMA owner, if you're not just somebody doing social media marketing stuff, and you're a full digital agency owner, you're somebody either offering a full service of digital agency, things that are recurring, not just project-based, things like Facebook ads, any kind of advertisement, handling Google display, YouTube targeting, anything, once again, that relates to you getting an ongoing fee from people and a percentage of the success that you generate for people with a success fee, if you want to go that far, with these services. I agree with you completely not to do websites. I would say funnels and landing pages, because I've quantified ClickFunnels is 900% faster. You want to look at their websites. You want to look at their traffic. You want to look at if they're doing paid ads of any kind. And you're looking for these things based on the services that you offer. So if you offer social management, you look for social media data. If you're offering PPC and you're offering any kind of advertising, download the Facebook Pixel Helper. See if they have a Facebook pixel on their page. If they're not doing something so clearly like Facebook retargeting, see if you can go on Facebook. Type in their company name. Look at the data. Actually dive in. If you guys have ever seen the movie The Big Short, one of the reasons that they got ahead so far. Austin, have you seen The Big Short?
I love that movie, dude. I love the cameos. It's such funny humor in there.
The part where he goes out, the three of them fly out to the city, and they go into the little neighborhood, and they knock on the doors, and everyone's evicted or not home. And the one guy's like, what are you talking about? I've been paying rent. I'm not 3 months behind. And in real time, they were like, oh, wow. There's a massive opportunity to make a ton of cash here because they looked. That's what most people aren't doing, guys. They're not actually trying. They're just not looking. So if you take this little extra effort I'm going to show you guys today, you might disagree with it at first. You might be like, wow, Jeremy, that's a long email that you're sending out to people. That's 10 minutes per email. Wow, that's a lot. I have to send 50 emails a day. Wow, that's a ton of stuff. You got to learn outflow equals inflow. And when you use this strategy to hold the mirror up, you immediately outperform 95% of the market that's not performing like Austin and myself. It's not performing like you may be right now or you're going to do right after you learn what you don't know now. It's after you outperform everybody who's just reaching out saying, hey, I offer services. Can I help you? That's what everybody else is saying. Everybody else is the annoying spam ad that's just saying, hey, I offer this stuff. Would you like to buy it? Hey, I think I can help you. Nobody, once again, is going deep. Everybody's going wide. So we're going to teach you today how to go deep and wide. Austin, to be honest with you, I'd like to, at this point, just do a screen share and hop right into the in-depth strategy, if that's cool with you.
All yours, man. Go ahead. Take it over.
Perfect. Let's crush it. I'm going to do this little screen capturing software tool I downloaded right before this. So I'm opening it up here, and then we'll dive in. So the moral of the story, all you guys have to do when you guys are positioning yourselves to dive in on this email, you guys need a few tools. So if you guys have an internet browser open, or if you guys really want to once again kind of tag along with what we're doing, you guys want to do it in real time, feel free because I'm going to give you guys downloads. And then also I clicked on this link here. Do you want me to log in or create an account of some kind, or is it just going to do a screenshot automatically?
I think at the very bottom it should say screen share window. Do you see that?
I don't. I see something that says go backstage. Let me click around. I'll try to find it. Anyway, moral of the story is, what you guys want to do, once again, if you guys want to do it in real time, you guys want to be able to have your email open. You guys want to have another tab. You want to go to a website called spyfood.com. I'm going to type that into the browser. Spyfood.com. You guys want to have an Excel sheet. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I got you, Nelson.
Cool. Spyfu. How do you spell that?
spyfu.com.
We just lose him? I think we just lost him somehow. That's funny. Let's see. All right. So, Don, thanks for putting in SpyFu. I'm going to go ahead, hop into the comments. Let's see.
Okay.
There he is.
Do whatever you just did one more time. It had me refresh, and then it says I can share.
All right.
Boom, boom,
boom,
boom. All right, we're good.
Awesome.
All right, cool. Let's do it. Okay, can you see my screen?
I can. Hey, Don, thank you for putting SpyFu in there.
Okay, perfect. So easy as this, guys. So once again, spyfood.com is going to be one tab you want open. You're going to want your email open. And once again, here's a quick hack. If you guys aren't sending emails from your actual company address, I mean, I found that some students inside of my program where I teach digital agency owners, are actually telling me things like they don't even have some basics like at whatever their company name is. So the cool part about this, before we even go into SpyFu, you guys don't have to pay for this. You guys can, and you guys can see it's only $33 a month. I'm not an affiliate for them or anything, and I should be from how much I promote it. But moral of the story is, once again, this is a simple free tool that you guys can use. However, if you guys do pay for it, which I believe I have a login for here, you guys are going to, once again, it's like $33 a month. If you guys do sign up, you can, but once again, you don't have to. So SpyFu, and then you're going to want to open Google. So go to google.com. Now, outside of this, these are 3 internet tabs. So once again, gmail.com or whatever internet email provider you guys are using, spyfood.com, and then Google. Now, back to basics really quick. You guys want to first, if you already have a digital agency, you obviously know who your ideal customer is. You obviously know who you're selling. You know who your ideal person that you want to get in front of is. More importantly, when you're able to identify who your ideal client is, you can identify who their potential clients are, who's buying their products and services. So what matters here is your ability to think with what your clients' customers are going to be either buying, searching, or once again, are expressing interest in via these search terminologies that we're about to keyword in together. So I can use tons of examples here. I'll actually go back to the comments real quick because I'll do like a live thing if you want to, Austin. We can. Somebody has a digital agency in the comments here. You guys want to say what it is that you guys do. If you guys are in restaurants or if you guys are into lawyers or dentists or whatever it is that you guys service, I don't know, cosmetic surgeon.
Audiologist. Let's do that one. That's really unique.
Audiologist. I like that. Okay, cool. So audiologist, first of all, if we go to that, let's get the word and let's get everybody on the same page. It's very important that anytime you're ever going to do anything in life, fully understand what it is. If you have an industry that has certain buzzwords or keywords inside of it, if you have anything that you fully don't grasp, you're reading a book and you don't understand a word, if you continue to go past it, you're doing yourself an injustice because you're losing attention you could apply into that moment because you don't understand something and you pass. So if we're all on the same page, audiologist is a healthcare professional who's trained to evaluate hearing loss and related disorders. This could be somebody that might be having any kind of ear-related issues is what it sounds like. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments here. It says including balance disorders and tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears, and to rehabilitate individuals with hearing loss and related disorders. So it's almost like a physical therapist, but for your ears. So if we're in Google here and we're following my process, we have our 3 tabs open. Now that we know what an audiologist is, if we're trying to find audiologist clients, let's say we're trying to sell them on things like recurring transactions that we can have these people pay monthly retainers for, or whatever retainers we choose to set aside for whatever timetable. We want to think with what the customer is going to type in. So people are probably having problems here. If you're thinking with, wow, I can't hear, what would I search in that exact moment where I'm having like an imbalance, or like, am I going to Google? Am I typing in like how to balance my body again? Or if I have tinnitus, like I would type in like, why are my ears ringing? And through this, when you guys start typing in things that potential customers might be typing in, you're going to find a few things. Number one, you're going to find companies that are already pushing data about it, which is cool, but not always the best clients once again, because some of these clients can be blogs. These people can be just distribution channels. They can be large people like WebMD. You want to try to find out if you're searching anything that people are actually going to be targeting ads towards. So we're looking for those little placements once again by whatever we type in. How to stop ringing in my ears. Okay, perfect. So if I have tinnitus, look at this. This person has a 3-step process that pops up. They get a lot of business. We might be able to find people inside of Huffington. Once again, I want to find audiologists that might be targeting ads. That way I can target people who might already have an ad spend. However, just because I'm not finding anything and I'm typing in something so directly like how to stop ringing in my ears, I might now say, well, I'm going to go to one of these people who, this person right here, for example, it looks like there's some type of healthcare company. It looks like they have some type of article on it. Based on their website that I'm looking at, it doesn't look like it's too up to date. Looks like it was done on maybe a WordPress template of some kind, and looks like they're promoting a lot of products. So maybe this is like a supplement company. I would advise you guys, I don't really like supplement companies myself, solely because there's a lot of advertising issues around it right now. You're really limited on what you can do in a sense. But let's use the example that this website, I'm like, okay. So they have a blog, they have a pop-up that pops up. So they're actively trying to generate leads is what it looks like, just based on what I'm looking at here. I'd now take this website, if I find interest in this person, I'm going to go to SpyFu. Once again, we're quickly seeing data about people in real time just to actually find out if people are clients that we want to work with, if their data aligns with either being somebody that's outside of our range or somebody that's perfect or somebody that's not doing anything. Like, look at this company here. Wow, they have 252,000 SEO clicks a month. Now, for me, if I'm just starting my digital agency, like if I'm back once again when I very first started, I personally wouldn't even come close to this client, solely because 252,000 clicks a month means they're doing a really good job from an SEO perspective. They're not paying a dime for paid advertising. If you're some kind of PPC specialist, or if you want to take that angle, at this point, you now know from just looking at Google and then going to SpyFu here that they're not doing anything when it comes to any kind of paid advertising, literally not a dollar according to SpyFu. So you could go to these people, for example, and you could point out to them very clearly, hey, we see that you're crushing it each month with SEO, but you're not doing anything with paid advertising. Right there, those are two things that you have screenshots of right here, for example. I'm going to show you how to plug them into the email, of data that just shows somebody something about themselves. If you want to use any kind of social tool, the tool that I like to use is fanpagekarma.com. So if I wanted to go further and I wanted to sell these people on social services, I would try to look them up on social media using this tool, Fanpage Karma. If you pay for this tool, I think it's like $90 a month. You get access to do audits on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn. So you get to see, once again, social data and competitive data about themselves. Also, if you do landing pages, if you do websites, for a company like this, once again, doing 252,000 clicks a month, I wouldn't do any kind of website revamp or landing page revamp or any kind of project like that for them. I would go in from an advertising angle here. So just from this perspective we've built, and it's only been maybe 2 to 5 minutes here of just looking somebody up who's, once again, not contextually relevant to who we want to sell. We get this data about them. I'm going to give you guys access to download this email here. I'm actually going to go into my tool, and I'm going to try to find it real quick, Austin, if you don't mind. I have an email to give you guys the ability to download.
Awesome. So guys, here's something that I thought was pretty cool that maybe everybody else skipped over about what Jeremy just said, is really understanding your market before talking with them. I think a lot of people, when they niche down, they're just looking for the hot people to sell to that maybe haven't been bombarded by every other agency in the world. And when we talk about, let's say, I think there's still a lot of room for chiropractors and dentists and the normal ones, plumbers and roofers. But knowing your audience in and out, the problems that they have every day, that's really powerful when you speak their language. So, for example, when I was going after chiropractors, they don't call the people who pay for their services, they don't call them customers, they call them patients. And so changing that terminology, like, hey, I want to bring you new customers every month. They're going to be like, customers? Like, do you even know me? Right. So they feel kind of put off by that. They're like, oh, this is just some spammy dude. But if you talk about like, hey, I work with chiropractors a lot, and I understand that you're struggling with finding new patients that don't just come in for an adjustment, but actually stay with you long term. And maybe you don't know how to, bring a consistency, constant flow of new patients into your business every month. Maybe you're always asking for referrals. You've tried boosting your rankings because you're asking that you've heard it's good to get 5-star reviews, and they're just struggling. So I know these things about what the chiropractic industry has sold these chiropractors on. It's what they've learned in their one business chiropractic class is like, obviously Google's very important. You want to have 5-star reviews, and this is your scheduling software, but they've really never looked at it from a professional marketing lens, and they don't even know how to use their Facebook page. So when I talk about this, apply it to your own industry. What do they call the people that they talk about? For example, their patients, customers, clients. What are the terminologies there? And a good way that I've systemized this, which I think probably a lot of people on this call today have used this before, is my consultation cheat sheet. This is when I started diving into new industries, it's something that I printed out and leads me down a process here for the notes, the client information, the demographics, the background information on my customers. So I really think about like their industry here. And I believe the power in running a marketing agency today is niching down and becoming the king of a very small, specific group of people. You might be thinking, oh, I'm leaving my cards on the table by, not having, a broad range of clients, right? But what you're really doing is you're becoming a jack of all trades and a master of none. So I really recommend that you go and niche down as specific as audiology as Dallas has. And that's actually why I chose this niche here, is because it's so specific, and I love that he's doing that. So, okay, so we're here now with Jeremy. Let's go ahead and go back.
So once again, this email here, I'm going to give you guys the ability to download this because you guys once again being a part of Entrepreneur Alliance and supporting Austin and his initiatives here, and more importantly, supporting yourselves. You guys deserve access to these kinds of things because these and having access to mentors are what boost your abilities in life. You're meant to stand on our shoulders. So this is the email, and I want to show it to you guys so you guys get an idea of why I'm even looking this data up now that you kind of have a background in the process. Okay, so I'm personally generating interest in whales all the time when I first started because that was my interest-based, hey, this is where I want to be and this is where I'd like to stay type of category. So when I was dealing with personality brands, I'd find people who are high-level executives of all these different companies. I would find people who are openly marketing themselves. I would find high-level network marketers, and I would go and I would identify them online, see which ones were doing advertising, see which ones weren't. I would try to find data about themselves, and I would just show it to them, like what you see in this email here. So these people don't know me, and I have 2 emails I'm going to show you guys and give access to here. And this is, I'd send 50 a day. I'd send sometimes 80 a day. I remember now, like I just did this again on Monday. I'll be sure to show you guys my inbox and tell you guys the results of that. This process just sold 4 clients this week between Monday and today, Thursday morning, at $4,000 a pop for a 60-day term on some very basic services just by showing them things about themselves. So the breakdown of the email is you just want to reach out to people and you want to say things like whatever their name is. So you always reach out to the decision maker. So I say, hey, Harry, dove deep into your brand trying to grasp everything you do and where I can help. In the modern email that I sent just on Monday, I said, hey, Harry, you have no idea who I am, and I'm going to prove why you need to. And then I would roll into the same type of email. I literally just said, start with an unbiased audit of your current SEO activities. So with this email, you guys literally get to copy this first part, just plug their name in, and it's your ability to just understand data. So watch this. Okay, if I find anybody who fits my criteria of somebody that I want to sell, I'm just copying this entire email here and everything in it, and I have those 3 tabs open. I have Google, I have SpyFu, and I have, once again, that other tab here that we're going to open up of Google, and we're just searching through and trying to find websites through that. So once again, if I go back to the Google search results here, and I'm trying to just find people to identify as somebody that I'd want to sell, This is the logic of it. I'm looking at their traffic. I took a screenshot of it, and then I literally just told them. I said, you have 55% traffic coming from paid. You have this much traffic coming from organic. I don't say anything about what I can do for them or a service. I just say, this is what you have going on. And the next part, I say, let's look at your SEO history. So through their website in SpyFu, I just clicked on the history. I took a screenshot, and then I said, hey, look, let's take a look. Hey, your organic's been going up. That's awesome to see. I want to see if some of your competitors' keywords are anything that you could add so you can improve your ranking. So once again, nothing about me, just simply saying, let's see more stuff. Same thing, I scrolled down the page in SpyFu, which I'll show you guys how to do step by step in a moment. I'm looking at 3 things, which are just 3 clicks and 3 screenshots. Keyword volume, click volume, and the amount of people that are searching based on those keywords. I'm literally just saying things. Compared to your competitors, look, I said, wow, this is great to see. You have less keywords but more clicks. Just telling them stuff about themselves once again. And I'm showing data. See, business owners love to look at graphs. Austin, correct me if I'm wrong. Every business owner loves a graph that goes up, especially one that is beneficial to them. And then gets shown to other people. I commonly find through tracking emails, through the HubSpot email tracker, that everybody's sending these around their businesses. Everybody's opening them several times. Because it's like, oh, cool, look what this person did. It's crazy, out of my league. And if you don't sell all this stuff, you put in what's relevant to your services. So then I went over in one tab in SpyFu and I just clicked PPC. And look at this. I took another screenshot and I said, it's great to see you've been testing and have growth with PPC. Interested to see what happened in March and June, because I'm implying that I'm talking to them. I'm just literally talking about the data once again. So the whole underlying principle of this entire email here, just telling them things about themselves. Same thing with this part. I'm like, let's compare you to your competitors. I compared keywords, clicks, and ad spend. Once again, in SpyFu, literally 3 tabs. You ready? This is how simple this whole thing just got. You type in a website, that's the first screenshot right there. You say, oh wow, I see you're not doing any paid traffic. You have 100% organic clicks. You're crushing it compared to everybody else. Great job. You then go right here to where it says SEO, and then you click on this little button right here that says all. So you see the history of all their organic search. If you notice all I just did, I literally clicked one little tab over. So I went from the overview tab, and I'm just going one by one. So I took a screenshot, talked about it in the email. I would go here, take a screenshot, and be like, oh wow, it looks like back in November of 2015, you guys built a new website, and it's been crushing it for you ever since. Great job. And then here's the competitive part. I scrolled down the page. That's all I did. Organic keywords, monthly clicks. I'm just pressing screenshots. Same thing. You can change the date range here if you want. Screenshots and data. Screenshots and data. Show them the mirror. Really simple stuff. Once again, if I want to talk to them about PPC, I'm just scrolling back up and go one tab over. I'm scrolling down. In this case, once again, they don't have PPC. So in this case, my email would be pretty simple to them. I would say, screenshot. You don't have any paid traffic. I'm wondering why you guys don't test anything. Probably because you're killing it and don't have to, but compared to, and then I would just go try to find competitors for them, which is pretty simple to do because all we have to do is scroll down. If we don't have any competitors, we can add keywords in. So same thing, we can go right back here to where we found them, go right back to their website, just copy a paragraph, post it right into here. Now we're going to get keywords for them in real time that we can compare competitors to and just screenshot and plug in the data to the email. Super simple stuff. If you guys don't find anything that's once again relevant to you and relevant to what you offer out of this specific email, the whole point of it is I'm not doing anything crazy. This whole email here is long because it's large screenshots. These little things are sentences. I blew this up and I increased the text size for you guys. These are literally like 1 sentence, 2 sentences. And all I'm doing is I'm being an expert. Each time that I do this, so if I choose to send out 100 emails a day or 50 emails a day or even 20 emails a day, I get to look and create 20 of these different audits where I better myself because I'm like, what's this mean? What's this mean? What's this mean? In real time, you see yourself get faster. So you're increasing your own authority. You're increasing your own level of expertise that you think you have. Creating a simple email to send out to people. All that being said, this last part, all I did was go to their landing page. I just tried to find things that I know I could do better. In this case, the website was hgreg.com, which if you guys, you might be familiar with and you might not be. They're a massive company for automotive. They are essentially a middleman that plugs people to dealerships locally just because they have a lot of search traffic. So moral of the story is I just went to their website. And it's just as simple as it could be. If you guys are, once again, in a position where you guys have developers, you guys want to outsource projects, and you guys want to do anything that you guys know you can offer and actually deliver on, feel free to point it out to them. But once again, just hold the mirror up instead of criticizing them, being negative about it, or once again, plugging yourself right away. Just talk to them about them. You know, if you guys are on their website and you know you can't outperform it, don't say you can't. Don't try to go there. But if you go through their funnel, like I did, I was just like, hey, this is pretty cool. I was like, by the way, this is something cool you could do if you're not doing it now. You see? So these simple things are the things I'm pointing out to them. I went into Google, I typed in their website. I was like, hey, you guys are crushing it in Google. Good job. I went to Facebook. I couldn't find them in Facebook. And I was like, you guys might have some misbranding if this is you. So once again, the whole point of this email, I'm literally just plugging things in. I'm just figuring out what it is I want to sell them on. And the whole 90%, look how long the first part of this email is. This is 90% of the email. 90% about them. The literal last 10%, which is this part here, is about me. It says, all in all, I can help you a ton. I literally, to this point, didn't say a thing about anything I can help them with. I just said, all in all, I can help you a ton. I just talked to them about themselves. I said I attached some documents that are things like decks, playbooks, just anything, once again, that just shows data about my organization. And in a very simple way, I said, here's some simple things that we do. So here were these services that I was offering this person that I've been able to sell into literal recurring transactions. So paid advertising, creating content, social services, landing page. You guys are looking at it here. So once again, this is as simple as it was. Now, when I send this email out and I do this specific data-driven email, you know, you're only going to send maybe 30 to 40 of these a day. If you're average, you know, if you're great, you'll send 60 or so. Maybe you'll send 100 like I was at one point. But the idea of it is that you get to the point where you're efficiently kicking these things out. Because this whole process, when you guys download this, all you're going to do is copy it into your email, paste it, and then literally type right over it. Just say, okay, this is the first screenshot I take. Go take the screenshot. And then make sure that you go back and that you plug it in. Also, make sure that you go and just simply articulate what it is. If you plug yourself at all, you messed up. You got to scrub that out. Don't talk about yourself yet. So once again, hold the mirror up to them. Try this out. And I'm going to show you guys, once again, some specific results so you guys can see specifically what I'm talking about here. So with this specific email that you're sending, let's say you set a goal at 50 a day and you plug it in the data. Let's go in here to my sent email category and let's scroll down to where I was sending these at. So you see this one here where it says following up and then making you more $. Austin, can you see that? All right, perfect. Check this out. You guys see all these emails? Between Monday and today, earlier this morning, this is what I did for you guys to literally prove this process again. So look, let's go. Here's the email that I sent. Here's the modern version, literally right here, sent 3 days ago on June 26th. Okay, this guy's name is Joshua. I said, hey Joshua, I don't know you and you don't know me, but I want to provide you immense value in hopes of creating a working relationship together, some of who we've worked with. Now, if you guys don't have results right here, you guys don't have to do this. I get to take a different position now because I can flex the people that we've worked with because we have those relationships. From there.
Hey, Jeremy, real quick, man. A lot of people have been asking about this email. Would you mind if they use some of the parts of it?
Dude, literally, let me fully disclose to you guys. You guys can not only use some parts, I want you guys to literally copy the email top to bottom and then type over it your stuff that relates to the people that you are trying to sell this on. Like, use this as a template. Don't obviously send it out. It's not going to be relevant to who you're sending it to. Copy it and then go to SpyFu. Type in the websites for whoever it is that you may want to sell. Go type in keywords that people are going to be searching. Find the people who are already advertising. Find the people on page 2 and 3 and 4 of Google. You know, those people need to advertise. Find the people who on social media, if you type in through Facebook search or Twitter search, have bad social media profiles. Look those companies up. The moral of the story is if you spend and you're launching your digital agency and you want to get your first 10 clients, dude, spend your day doing sales, going deep instead of wide to create interest from the people that you're trying to sell by actually showing them things about themselves. Copy this email to the T, screenshot what you see there, or just delete what's not relevant to you. At the bottom where it has the services, dude, use them to the T if you sell and deliver them. Just make sure, once again, you take out the ones that you don't do. Or Google, just like I did. Figure out specifically what audiologist means. Don't go and say that you sell influencer marketing and not know specifically what that means. You know, more of the story is, Jordan, great question. How do you find the decision maker? I'll actually show you a great process on that. When you're looking up a website, most companies will have an about page. They'll have a page literally where you can go and find who works for the company where. And if not, let me give you a great example of what you can do. So if you go to my website, for example, if you go to megalodonmarketing.net, Megalodon, like the world's largest prehistoric shark, and you just copy my website URL, okay? There's a website called who.is. And there's other websites that do this too, so you may use something else. The moral of the story is you can post any domain into who.is. This is a GoDaddy tool. And when you post these URLs inside of these things, I might need to delete the / there. It literally brings up the data of the person who owns the website publicly. So it shows the address. It shows everything about the person once you register it through GoDaddy. So check this out. So if I scroll down a little bit here, look, Jeremy Haynes. Look, here's my old address in Miami on the island I live on. I have a new address there now. It's my literal cell phone number. Like somebody, if they look up my website, can literally just find my cell phone number and call me. This is my personal email right here. If somebody once again looked up my website, they would go right now and have boom, all this information. Once again, the address is irrelevant. So I have a new address, but once again, that's me updating it in GoDaddy, and that now updates it for you. You see what I mean? How many people are going on GoDaddy or any other hosting website? And this isn't just GoDaddy websites, this is all websites. And how many people are registering things themselves? If you find small business owners, I mean, take it in. I'm going to do 7 figures this year. That's a good business to go after because I have 7 figures that I can spend, and I can divvy that. 40% of a marketing budget is a good average for businesses. Most will spend 20%, some spend less. You want to find small businesses who are just like me, who are going to domain name and register things themselves, or they have an employee inside of that company that does it. The moral of the story is you can figure people out either by, once again, doing their search. It's like the Big Short once again. It's constantly what you want to reference in your mind. How to find the decision maker is really answered with, what's your ability to dig for an extra 2 minutes on their website or on their social media or using a tool like Who Is, just figure it out.
Exactly. And a few people have brought up here in the comments that you can hide this information. It's one of those upsells. When you buy a domain, it'll be like, hey, hide for, whatever dollars per month, I guess $10 per month, as Ryan says, which is true. But I know I don't even do that.
So check this out. Even if you don't, you can do the same thing. So if I'm still using myself as an example, if you're trying to look up who the business owner is in Megalodon Marketing, if you just Google, once again, Megalodon Marketing, you can quickly see, like if you just click down, look, Jeremy Haynes, Grant Cardone, Jeremy Haynes, Noah, Jeremy Haynes, you see all this stuff? So the moral of the story is, if I go through here, I can see the owner of the person who owns Facebook. I know I can find myself as an admin there. Look, there's the LinkedIn. I clearly say I'm the CEO and founder. So the moral of the story is, interestingly enough, when you just Google the name of the company that you just found through Google, and you don't Google the actual .com, and you just Google what the company name is, similar things happen where, once again, you see their LinkedIn's pop up for who every person in their company is, especially for larger companies. So, once again, if Who Is doesn't work, dude, don't get blocked by that and think that that's one thing that's privatized. Go ahead, pop on Google and figure it out, because there's how many other options. Go ahead and do a private search if you want to close the client that bad. You can pay $1 and you can get monthly access to actually go and look up anybody you want and any information you want. There's tools like Nexus for real estate agents where I can literally go, Austin, for example, if I want to find you, I can type in your first name, last name, and just a state that you may live in. I can type in all 50 states for a search, and I would generate every Austin with your last name, with every contact, address, email, every possible phone number you had, all social medias. There's so many tools out there like this. It's just, are you willing to look for the resources? Are you willing to use the tools, or are you going to get stuck by saying, oh, well, privatized information? You got to overcome these things. You got to, more importantly, be willing to do it solely to hold the mirror up, solely to find the right person, solely to get in front of the decision maker, because it matters. If you hit up 200 people in a day, doesn't matter if it's not contextual, because you're only going to get 5 people to hit you back up. When if I send 50 emails, I might get 30 people that respond to me, because once again, I'm showing people things and nobody else is sending them. You got to outperform. You got to do that little extra. What's the extra mile? Whatever you're doing, what's the little extra thing that's going to put you over the top? That's what gets you ahead.
Exactly. Here's I want to bring this home for a few people that have been in entrepreneurs for a little while now. You've seen a similar strategy with Alex Schlinsky, and we've done this before too with LinkedIn prospecting, where we make our header in LinkedIn a call to action that says, do you want to see under the hood of what your competitors are spending online? Things like that. It's like a very easy inbound give. And so one way that we do this is using a system called Dux Soup, DUXSOUP. And what we do is that's you plug that into LinkedIn, and in a search result, let's say I type in audiologist, and I type in a radius. It's going to look at all the people who have the title of audiologist in this area. And then from there, it'll go and view the profile of all of these audiologists. Well, if your LinkedIn name is Austin Distal Digital Marketers for Audiologist, it's going to give them a notification that says that person just viewed your profile. Well, if I'm an audiologist and I see like, holy crap, this guy, Austin Distal, is a digital marketer for people just like me. I've been thinking about how do I get more leads? Then Austin's the perfect guy to talk to about this. So here's what I find is interesting is all of these concepts play together. And if you can, looks like a few people are hearing an echo. You guys hear an echo right now? Type of 1 if you hear an echo. I'm curious about this. All good on my end. Okay, Ryan says, I'm just going to continue on. I don't believe that there's going to be an echo in the recording. Let's cross our fingers for that. So, okay, think about this strategy from a high level. You can use this exact game plan that Jeremy has showed on how to create a competitive report. That is your gift that's going to create goodwill. You're going to continue pushing that and showing them, giving them value. There's a lot of ways to get leads. So the way that Jeremy has showed you on how to get leads is going on Google and searching, using who is to find the perfect client there. And, basically just going down that rabbit hole of Google, looking them up if you can't find the information, etc. Other ways that we've been able to find their email address is on DuckSoup. So we type in everybody that our demographic, our keywords. Now LinkedIn goes out, views all the profiles, and it'll collect a reservoir. It'll collect an Excel spreadsheet in which you can download all of their LinkedIn profiles and obviously the email address that they use that's connected with their LinkedIn. So now you can actually say, and here's the beauty of it. You guys want to make this really in depth. You want to be a badass marketer. Here's how you do it. You hit them, you become omnipresent. Okay.
Yep.
So you first get all their emails off of DuckSoup, and then through Jeremy's here, you could also pay a Fiverr gig to go out and say, hey, I want you to, here is the tagline. I want to look up audiologist, and here's the zip code. Bring me back all the emails that you can find. $5 on Fiverr. Somebody in the Philippines is going to be able to do that really easily because there are specific people that will do this for literally $5. So you have them overnight while you're sleeping. They're working. They scrape all the emails. Okay, now you have an email database of all of these people that are in your niche specifically, audiologists, chiropractors, digital marketers. We need leads too, okay? So you can focus down into SEO people. It doesn't matter though. So you find your leads. Now what you can do is two things. Obviously, do the cold email strategy that Jeremy is doing. We've also done a cold email strategy with Mike Wu. So go ahead and look up that one, cold email marketing strategy. That's the name of that masterclass. And then you can do that. Also, Jeremy's is a badass script, so he's going to be offering that here today. Then you can also upload all of those to Facebook as a retargeting list. And anybody that has used those email addresses on Facebook will now start to see your ads. And literally, this does not cost anything. I know the point of this masterclass is not to pay anything. I'm just showing you what all you could do with this strategy to make it more well-rounded. It becomes almost like instantly you become a celebrity marketer for these people, and it doesn't cost really anything. So I just want to take a second there to do a detour and show you all what the power of building an email list can do and all these other ways that you can use it. So continue on, Jeremy. That was my rant.
I completely agree. Omnipresence is extremely important. If you don't have the ability to retarget people and show yourself after you've gotten that one communication, the average close won't happen after that first one. You got to stay in front of them. That way you get those touches. The average brands remember between the third and fifth time of them actual impression occurring, of them seeing it and actually taking it in. The average close happens between the fifth and 12th follow-up attempt. So long story short, I want to give you guys a very simple explainer. So I tried the process that I just explained to you guys. I tried to go a little more simplistic. I tried to go a little more not as data driven. And I tried to not necessarily hold the mirror up as much in this most recent strategy that I did. And so I want to show you guys again. I'll share my screen with you. And I'm going to once again show you the results of what I did recently and what I did back then. So keep in mind, when I first launched my agency, before I literally knew anything, I would go out and I used this strategy. Now, modern times, once again, I just did this exact strategy again on Monday. Okay. Between Monday and Thursday, I was able to get 4 clients for $4,000 for 60 days. So that's technically only $2K a month, but they all paid up front. I have a 19-person team. I have a systemized process. I have a very easy delivery system. I know my costs. I know every single element of what we're doing for people. And I know long-term it plays into a higher dollar value for us. So that's why I'm able to do this system I'm showing you. But the email that's able to sell those $4,000 packages I just mentioned, I'm going to show you guys what I did to sell them because I tried to not do the data-driven approach. And I want to show you how many more follow-ups I had to create. When I was sending emails like this, where I'd spend the time, and I had the time more importantly, to go in and do this process, that's where I was getting responses at 50, 60%. Meaning if I sent 2 emails, I'd get 1 out of 2 that would contact me back. If I sent 100 emails, I'd get 50 people that would contact me back. If you're interested people asking very specific questions like, this is interesting, when can we talk? Or, oh, that's cool, I didn't know that we had that going on. What do you do? Why are you sending me this? When can we hop on a call? It's your ability, once again, to use your sales skills to create an appointment, get on the phone, close people on recurring services that you mentioned at the bottom here. So the reason that's the reason you mention these is you get the interest created, but I'm going to show you once again the other side of it. So this style of email, if we go through it quickly, I don't know you and you don't know me, and I sent who we've worked with. So I sent the results. So if you don't have results, once again, you wouldn't do that. Here's what I said. Would love to hop on the phone. So I haven't talked about them at all yet. I said, I want to talk about driving you leads and sales. I said, here's an outline of what we can do and what we do for you step by step. So the templated email I sent out to people personally from my inbox. And I had a list I put together in an email of 150 people. I literally went. I would do this for one by one, not through an email tool because I didn't want them to look automated. Here it is. I said some of what we could do, sent the services, and then I said the process of action. So same thing. You guys have the ability to copy this email if you want, but I'm going to explain what it is first. This is the actual process we would use in a templated way to go through a delivery process. So somebody asked me at the beginning of this what you do to deliver. It's a pretty simple phase. You can do 4-phase approach to delivery. You typically start with creative. I'm sure Austin would agree with this too. You typically start with creative, and then the client always wants to approve it. They always want to make sure that it's good and represents their brand. You might go through some changes at this point. You then get everything tested, make sure it's all good to go, of course, before you show the client, go through the approval process. You're going to load the cannon, launch everything, position the brand the right way in the market to get results. You spend the $3,000, make the $30,000. You go through growth phase where you make real-time changes in order to make that $30,000 off the money you're spending. So anyway, I kind of broke down that process in a way that doesn't relate contextually to everybody, but it's a process to where this person might read this and be like, oh, wow, this is very systemized to me. Moral of the story is I closed it up with here's some media coverage. I sent them Huffington articles. I sent them podcast interviews and all types of stuff. The moral of the story is the response rate I got to this very email was very low. I didn't get a lot of people that would contact me back off of that specific inbox email that I would send out. Why? Because I'm not saying anything about them. I'm being a part of the 95% of people that are just reaching out, right? But here's the secret that I know. And you can take this process, and this is why I show it to you. Because if you are a part of the 95%, the way that you win is the golden rule of follow-up. And if you're a part of the other contextual percentage I just showed you, meaning you choose to go deep instead of wide, once again, I encourage that approach. That worked much better for me. It enabled me to close 10 clients in 2 weeks that were much higher dollar values than what I just did with this templated email, once again, that I'm teaching you and going to enable you to send out yourselves. Keep in mind, I had to follow up. Look, here you go. Here's the second follow-up that I'd send out. I said, allow me to simplify what I stated above. And then I sent them a very simple landing page that had a video on it and some very simple text. This is all ClickFunnels. You guys could create this yourself. Simple stuff. So moral of the story is we don't have to go through this too much, but long story short, without us going into detail on this is where I'd send them to. So very simple stuff, not a lot. If they click on these links, it takes them to a scheduler. And that's it. So long story short, if they choose to click on these links, it enables a phone call with the sales team member. Here's the thing. I had to send 4 emails on average to get people to reach back out to me. So I'd take this email, copy it into the inbox here, paste it in, and I'd be waiting for a response. Look, here's a guy right here. He said that he'd want to respond. He's talking about working with agency partners and things like this. The moral of the story is you're going to get some responses from some people from that first email, but it's unlikely. You get to the point where you have to follow up. So once again, the golden rule is the average close happens between the 5th and 12th follow-up attempt. So you send an email, they don't respond. Look at this. I didn't even wait. I waited 1 day. So the next morning I woke up and I sent this email, a very simplified version of what it is that I was trying to send out. This guy's delivery inbox failed. I'm going to go back to one of the people I sent like all 4 of these follow-ups to, so you guys can really see the process once again. So I'm sending this email. I'm trying to follow up. I'm like, why are you responding? I then hit him with this very simplified version. And then look, I sent a third one later in that day. So if they still didn't respond to this, I then send this one here. If you guys notice, in each one of my footers, I actually have my cell phone number. So people are actually contacting me in real time via phone after sending this email, since on a mobile device most people are looking at it. This is my third email I'd send them. Same day. So sent the first email, woke up the next morning, sent a follow-up email just by replying to the thread. And then later in that day, if they still didn't respond, I sent a third email. This is not annoying because once again, you're taking the approach of 95% of people. You got to get over the noise. That's the golden rule of follow-up. You got to reach out 5 to 12 times. So look at this. I get it, Chris. You have no idea who I am. I'm literally just relating to the guy. Like, dude, I get why you wouldn't talk to me. And then I said, here's my simplified plan for you. I said 4 things. I'll make you more money, generate you more leads, and expand your brand while doing the most important thing, making a massive impact on the customers you haven't sold yet. Same thing, send them a video. And I closed with a Tony Robbins quote. I said, Tony Robbins says, if you don't have 10 minutes, you don't have a life. And I said, I need 3 real minutes. Let me show you. Moral of the story is I would send a 4th email to everybody that actually opened up the emails that I was sending out. This is the trick. I would go into HubSpot here, the HubSpot email tracker. So in real time. So I'm sending an email, waiting till the next morning, sending an email, sending a 3rd email later in the day, and I'm sitting back literally watching people open up my emails. Look, you can see when people open it. You can see when people click it. You can see literally, look how many times this person opened this email. All I'm doing at this point is I'm using the HubSpot. It's the HubSpot sales tracker. I'm sorry, the HubSpot email tracker is what it's called. I'm just going into the tool and I'm literally just, I'm just clicking and I'm taking a screenshot. And that's my 4th email to them. I'd say their name. So it'd be like Nancy, ... And I'd send her a screenshot and I'd just show her that I can see her opening her emails. And I'd say one line. I'd say, what's it going to take for us to get on the phone and what data can I provide you? Off that 4th email I sent out, I was getting a lot of responses. You can see I didn't send it to everybody because not everybody was opening the emails. So out of all 150 people that I'm sending these like spam type emails to, I only got maybe, I don't know, roughly, I'd say 10 to 20. Look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So about 15 people. So about 15 people out of all 150 were actually opening up the emails. 150,
and you got 15. So it's a 10% open rate.
And look at this. So this is what I'd send them. I'm literally just taking a screenshot of them opening the emails. And coincidentally, these people that you're seeing here that I'm sending this to, I had 7 of them literally call me because these people now know who I am. And the cool part is the links I'm sending them, I'm doing the omnipresent advertising model 17 months later in my business. I'm following them up with ads. They're getting slammed on all fronts now. Google display targeting, YouTube. So these people now, these 4 that you see me sending to, they're either responding. Let me show you an example here. I think the 2nd email in my inbox here from Kam. So Kam Mirza, this guy's a billionaire. He's from Dubai. I sent him the 3 emails, and look, this is what he responds to. So he says, hey, I'm backed up. Like, let me finish my travel. I'm setting it in before I connect on our follow-up call. So you see, sending 3 emails, I know that he was seeing them because I'm literally seeing him through the HubSpot sales track. So I'm just telling him, hey, I see that you're looking at what I'm doing. I'm just holding up the mirror once again. That's what's creating interest in him to reach back to me. Now, Kam, once again, keep in mind, is a billionaire. So Kam's going to be somebody that's hard to lock down on a follow-up call. But I will because I'm going to continue following up. That's the secret. Out of all 150 people, once again, only 4 people have closed between Monday and Thursday from this follow-up process. But I'm showing you guys it's not annoying to follow up. A majority of the people won't even open your email. A minority of the people will contact you back, but the minority is worth all the effort. You see what I mean? You have to do this much effort to only get this much result. If I sent 150 emails a day, I technically would have had by now, 4 times the volume of clients? You see what I mean? That's the logic of this 10 clients in the first whatever amount of days you guys want to start your digital agency. It's all about the effort, your ability to apply the follow-up rule. And if you can go deep instead of wide, that's what shortens the process because you don't have to send as many emails. You send one
guys,
contextual
the fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune's in the follow-up. Be sure to always follow up. I wrote out a little sales funnel here as you were talking. And I want you guys to think about, like, how do you get to 10 clients, right? I work backwards in my mind. So and you can do this with income. You can do this with anything. But if I need 1 sale, then I'll make sure I have followed up with 5 people maybe 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5 will actually sign. But 1 out of 5, I'm just saying here to make it realistic. Out of 20 people, maybe like they respond. So I've done 20 consultations at this point. That got me 5 follow-ups, which got me 1 sale. So how did I get these 20 consultations? Well, I had to book 30 calls because 10 people, maybe a fake call or whatever just falls through. So out of the 30 people that I asked to book, out of the 100 people that I asked to book, only 30 did. So that's 1 out of 3. So I need to know that I have to ask 100 people to book a call with me. I'm working backwards, right? So if you want to think about, okay, I want to make maybe let's say I'm going to charge $5,000 for my thing. I need to make $5,000 this week. It's like my back is up against the wall. I need to go out and make $5,000 this week in a retainer. So in order to get this, I know that I need to actually ask 100 people to hop on a phone call with me. Now, I'm not committing right now myself to 100 phone calls. Are you kidding me? Hell no. Yeah. But I know that out of 100 people that I ask, then 20 people will actually hop on a phone call with me. So out of the 20, then another 5. So that means a 20% conversion rate to book a call and a 20% conversion rate on the book calls will actually sign. Yep. 1 out of 20, actually. That's actually a lot less than that, right? That'd be 5 people. If I had a 20% conversion rate on phone calls, then I would have actually made 5 times that, 25,000. So really think about this and work your way backwards. Start with the goal, and then you can see backward what the conversion rates are. Here's the beauty of it. If you are beginning off only closing 1 out of 10 sales, know that that's your benchmark, but that's not where you're always going to end up at. As you do this, you'll get better and better. But in the beginning at least, make up in numbers what you lack in skill. Be sure that as you're going through this, your skills will get better, but make up in numbers what you lack in skill. So once you start doing all that you can, you think about the best that you can do. And here's the beauty of it, guys. If you've ever listened to an interview with me, I'm really big on this topic. Let's say that I'm pushing myself to go to the gym every day. And right now, the best amount of push-ups that I can do right now, if I hop on the floor, the best I can do is 20, right? Tomorrow, I can do 20 as well. So the best that I can do is 20, but that's not all I can do. I can always go back and do 20 more. And then the next day, I'll do 20 more and then 20 more. So think about this with consultation phone calls. The best I can do today is 20. But that's not all I can do because tomorrow I can book 20 more. And out of those 20, I might only sell 1. And so that's the best I can do for now. Eventually, I'll go to the gym again and again and again. And my 20, that's the best I can do, will become 25 and then 30. And every time I go to the gym and I push myself harder and harder, I'll get better and better. I know this sounds obvious to you as you think about it, but this is the same skill. With what you can apply to your muscle, you can apply to your skill set in sales. You can apply to your mindset. You can apply to your muscle of entrepreneurship because making money is also a muscle. So think about this as you go along, that not only can you increase the best that you can do, you can also do all that you can do. Yep. So if today you can only close 1 out of 10, well, in 3 weeks from now, when you continue doing 10 phone calls a day, every single day, repeat it in the day out, I doubt that you'll still only be closing 1 out of 10. Eventually, you'll get up to 3 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Once you get at like 8 out of 10, I think that you'd be at the Grant Cardone level. But honestly, if you can make a lot of money closing 1 out of 10, you can make a ton of money closing 3 out of 10. All it comes down to is making sure that you do not just the best that you can do, but all that you can do. And on the caveat of that is make sure in the middle you wait very little, because it's also your mouth is a motorboat. You need to make sure that you're always priming it. And so I think that one of the old books says, if you wait too long, the weeds will take the garden. So I know that if I go to the gym today and I do 20, but then I wait 2 weeks, yeah, I'm probably not going to make much progress, and I can only do 20 push-ups, maybe even less at that point. So think about that, guys, as you're doing sales and these phone calls. You're going to get better. You're going to adjust, but think about the sales process. You're setting your goals here. You want to get 10 clients this week. How many emails do you think that they should send, Jeremy, if they want to get 10 clients this week?
Once again, it depends on your ability to close, but from an interest perspective, I would try to tell you set a goal of at least 50 a day. 50 a day, you should have no problem getting at least 10 clients out of that. Now keep in mind, once again, when we say the average close happens between the 5th and 12th follow-up attempt, that golden rule of follow doesn't mean that when you send all these emails, 50 a day, that they'll all close in that week. However, you'll get people that'll say, I want an appointment next Monday, or I want an appointment next Wednesday. And over the course of whatever period of time you schedule all of these people into your calendar, you want to follow the no white space on your calendar rule. If you don't have somebody scheduled into your appointment, you need to be having activity going out that's getting people scheduled into an appointment. So you have no white space on your calendar. Follow up between 5 to 12 times. Crush it, once again, on your ability to creatively follow up. Don't just be annoying. Creatively give people value by showing them articles about themselves that relate, videos about them that relate, something you found on social media that you just tagged them on, or whatever it is, once again, that it shows you're following up with this individual, knowing that sometime from the level of activity that you're pushing out, once you get between 5 to 12 communications with this individual is when they're likely to close. Just make sure they're quality communications and follow-ups, and you're going to crush it.
Have my sound on. I had it on mute.
Also, you disappeared. There you go. There you go.
I'm good. Okay, so you guys can hear me now, though, right? Type one if you can. Yeah, you can type one. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I had it on mute. Awesome. So, when back in the day when I was running my marketing agency, I actually didn't used to do the long emails, but I had the exact same strategy that you were talking about. I would do a screen record. So I'd have all the tabs open up top. And I like that because I can show my personality and let them know I'm a real person. And I'm not, kind of just blasting in like a templatized way, but this is actually unique video for them. So a few ways that I found increased in conversion rates on doing this. By the way, I always used, what's it called? QuickTime Player. And so I would have first, I would have a movie going on. So that would be recording my face. And then I would do a screen recording of the movie recording with my desktop too. So they would see my face the entire time. And I would start it off big and say, hey, John, I see you're a chiropractor here in Alpharetta, and I was just looking over at your site, and I saw a few improvements. So I want to jump on that. I'm going to talk about the conversion rates on your site. I'm going to talk about your competitors and what they're spending and how you can actually take the wind from beneath their sail. So let's go ahead and hop in. I'd close it down. I'd have all their tabs ready to go. I had it prepared so that it was short, simple, and to the point. So then I had, I use SEMrush. So I'll type that in here for everybody, SEMrush.com. So SEMrush is a way, basically, it's kind of like this SpyFu here you're talking about, where I'm able to see what people are spending. I type in their domain and I go from there and I look at what they're spending on paid ads on Google AdWords, and then I can also type in what their competitors are. I can see all the ads that they're actually running, the exact ad that they're spending on and how much money they're spending. Nice. So they think this is some wizard, magic, right? They're like, oh my God, this guy's a wizard. And so, basically I go ahead and I have all of these tabs and I'd say, okay, here's what I would recommend changing out of your lead page. I see that you don't have your phone number in the top right-hand corner. That's actually one of the best ways that you're going to get phone calls. So go ahead and do that. I see that, you guys don't have a Facebook page on the side. So go ahead and put your social media there on the side. And I just kind of poke around their stuff and I give them upfront advice. And then that's normally for about a minute or so, maybe 2 minutes. And I just slam them with all this great value. And so at that point, then I just stop the video and I can put a pre-recorded hey, so I hope that was really valuable to you. Here would be the next steps if you want to work with me. I'm not sure if it's a great fit. I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't know what your budget is. I don't know what your clients are, but I am going to be taking on 3 clients in your area this month. So if you'd like for me to help you in any capacity, let's go ahead and schedule a consultation call with me. Just reply to this email and we'll figure something out. If you're not in the space where you feel like you're wanting to spend any money here, then maybe I can share some resources with you that can further propel your marketing. And I'm just always giving and giving and giving, creating goodwill. And so at the end of this whole thing, I just hope to be a great resource to you. I'm going to be taking on 3 clients, and I have a paid strategy that is delivering these kind of results. So I use case studies all the time. I think case studies are the best thing that you can use. If you don't have a case study yourself, then team up with a contractor who does and use their case study and say, you know what, our team is getting these kind of results, and I'm going to be signing 3 clients in the Alpharetta area here in the next 2 weeks. These are the average campaigns. These are the average results that we're getting with these campaigns. And so if that sounds like something that you would like for your practice, go ahead and set up a consultation with me. I'd be glad to hear about what you're working on, and let's see if it's a good fit here. So with that, thanks, reply to this email. And I send that to everybody. And it makes this, I think really personal. It creates goodwill. I'm not pressuring them into sales. I'm actually, the way I try and talk about consultations is almost like, sell me. I'm going to take on 3 clients. I want to make sure you're the best client for me.
Yep.
I don't have time to waste. And and I also let them know that I will be signing somebody in your area. So whether that's you and I'm going to get great results for you, or it's going to be one of your competitors, but here's the case studies that I've gotten in the past with this exact campaign. And so just be warned, or, be faithful that you're going to get these kind of results as well. And so that's the beauty of it. They know time and time again that these kind of templates, this marketing template with, this advertising, this AdWords or Facebook ad running into this funnel with this email sequence, it's proprietary to me and on my team. And so they're going to get licensed access to it. I think, by the way, and this is totally off topic, and we'll kind of end it up on here. I'll let you share some end thoughts because I know we're, at about an hour or something. I think that the future, guys, of marketing is finding a campaign that kicks ass and licensing the campaign. So, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, Jeremy, but if I were to go back in time and start a marketing agency, I would first, really kill it for maybe 10 clients.
Yep.
But once I found my 10 clients and all within the same niche, that's pretty key. So chiropractors or dentists or whatever. Once I found what works really well, I templatized the whole thing and I've created a product from it. And now I allow them to, one, use my course. I create maybe an info with it. It says, here's how to use my templates. And I let them do it for a licensed rate. It's literally like a royalty. I feel like I'm Mr. Wonderful right now on Shark Tank. Right. So for a royalty, you can use my campaign, and my little tiny mini course, probably 2-hour course, is going to teach you how to run this on the tech side.
Yep.
That's one way. The second way is we could do this for you. And at that point, our team will be at your end. And obviously that's an upsell.
Yep.
So there's 3 levels of consultations, guys. There is ask for my time.
Yep.
You can take my time and I'm going to give you advice, but I'm not going to give you any of my templates. There is the medium version of where you get my information. You can buy a product of mine. Does not require any of my time, but you get some more attention and it's a higher value. So they're willing to pay more. And the third level of this is I do it for you. And that's going to be the most expensive. And that's what most of us think of as a marketing agency. And so that's why we're able to ask people to spend $2,000 to $5,000 or more, depending on what services you're doing. And remember, it's always priced based on value, not based on cost. So never base it on cost. All right.
There you go.
Those are my final things for you guys.
I agree
but
completely.
Any final tips that you have for this amazing crowd?
100%. You got to be able to be and face the adversity that you're about to overcome. If you're starting up an agency or you're building a business, it takes three things: time, energy, and attention. And the more time, energy, and attention that you give it, and you allow your business to take from you in a sense when you're starting it up before you bring other people in to apply their time, energy, and attention into it, realize you're going to feel drained. You're going to have to increase the level of action, energy, and just overall potential that you think you can operate to. Skill up and constantly realize that you're going to hear no way more than you hear yes. I mean, you'll not get responses. You'll put time into things that you feel you don't get a return on. But just remember, the return that you get from this level of action way up here is what makes it all worth it. Your ability to sense, do what marketers do best, increase and optimize that little closing ratio to go up through time by continuing to skill up, self-educating, and doing things like what you're doing right now. That's what's going to make you guys great. Continue to apply yourselves, man, wherever you're at, starting off, building, scaling, whoever you are, wherever you're at. You can always make yourself better. Just once again, continue to apply time, energy, and attention, and things operate at high levels, and apply counsel from people like Austin and I, who've already gone through it, who've already hit the walls the hard way, who've learned from people that you're now learning from through us, and get to apply into your lives actively. So go out and crush it, man.
Awesome. Hey, Jeremy, so let's take 3 minutes now and do a Q&A. If you guys have questions, go ahead and type in the comment box. In the meantime, while you guys start populating questions, where can they find the email template that you recommended in the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have some kind of like downloadable option for these people in your program that I can just give you the access to the templates here and they can go in and download them, or do you want me to make them available through, can I upload them here somehow, or what do you want me to do for that?
Yeah, if I don't know what program you use, like maybe, well, actually, you can just send it over to me, the raw file. And how about this? Everybody that attended today, I'll send you an email here in the next few hours with that template and all the other resources we've kind of talked about here in today's call. Along with that, though, I'm also going to put it beneath the masterclass video inside the EA Vault. So when this goes live tomorrow, the recording, I'm going to publish it inside the EA Vault. Beneath that, there's going to be a button to download the template, a button to download my consultation cheat sheet, maybe some resources like SEMrush, SpyFu, what else? Maybe I don't know, other things that we talked about. But I'll look back and watch this recording again and put those resources there. So all of that is going to be beneath the recording tomorrow. So you'll see me post in the Facebook group about that. Okay, so I see some questions coming in here. So I'm going to talk here with Ryan. Are you starting with a 50 every day or carrying over ones from the previous day? So 50 emails could be 20 new and 30 follow-up. What do you think?
Good question. So it's much easier for you to send 50 new ones each day and set that goal. And then just like Austin mentioned, it's like going into the gym and saying that you can do 20 push-ups. You know you can do more the following day. It's your ability to push yourself in order to do more, or get a personal trainer, mentor, or coach to enable you to push more. That being said, I do obviously advocate, like I mentioned, to follow up with the people that you're reaching out to. So as you saw in my most recent emails, I would send one and then wait a day, and then I would follow up with those individuals. Your follow-up should be very minuscule comparatively to the cold emails you're sending if you follow the strategy like what we talked about. If you implement some other fast act strategies like gathering lists or doing anything that enables you to kind of template the process out a little more, definitely go in and spend more time on follow-up. If you give a lot up front, you can just respond and say, hey, did you see this? I wanted to make sure you checked it out. Simple one-liner that you can go back and copy and paste into every email you sent the day before, or whatever it is that you feel is appropriate to say. It's just very simplified, just referencing what you've already done. That's what works best. But yeah, definitely spend time going back, but not all the time. 50 new a day.
Awesome. And how are you getting your list right now?
Depends. There's a lot of different ways. For example, I had when I very first started, done a lot with using tools like what you had mentioned, trying to go and find like listgiant.com. I was trying to find anything I could, affiliate partner program, other people deliver value to try to get lists. But truthfully, I mean, the best option that I found, just because I was trying to find a very contextual niche. And at the time, some of the tools that you mentioned just weren't developed. I was in a position where I was going out of my way and just using Google. I would just type in, once again, what my ideal customers were searching for, and I would find the people already advertising. I would find the people already on organic search. The pages 2 through 4 of Google are the best just most ripe, ready for the picking clients that you can possibly get because they're not on page one. So if you find people, once again, that are just back a few pages, those are the people that wanted a little more. And like I said, I'd spend the time to start. Now my lists are coming from salespeople I have out generating them, tools from LinkedIn contacts and connection, all kinds of stuff. But once again, not anything specific that I'd really leverage towards the beginning of my agency. All natural and organic, just searching it, trying to find the right people.
Yeah, awesome. Victor says, Jeremy, which services did you start sending the emails? One thing that he doesn't know about is if some of the services that he has learned about apply to the business, so he's not sure how he can deliver on the results. How did you overcome this?
Nice. So when it comes to the services that I started with, it was what I could deliver. So I had a skill myself of digital advertising. I could do Facebook ads. I could do Google retargeting. I could build a ClickFunnels page myself. And coming from Grant Cardone's office, a month before I had chosen to quit, one of the graphic designers there was let go because he was also responsible for pushing out advertising tweets. So he was fired, and he was one of their best graphic designers. He was one of two. So I quickly hired him after the month that I quit. And with his ability to do graphic design and my ability to advertise or create ClickFunnels pages when he was overwhelmed from graphic design, I went out and sold marketing automation, which was I was good at, like Infusionsoft, follow-up campaigns. I was great at ClickFunnels, so I could sell people on funnels, landing pages, conversion-based objectives, and I could immediately start doing recurring revenue stuff. I could sell on creative services because I had a graphic designer who was incredible. I could sell on revamping stuff for people. It wasn't necessarily a project basis. It was a list of the same services, literally from the beginning of time, that I still sell to this date, that have just improved in the quality and their overall deliverable exchange that I can give people for what they monetarily exchange with us. So the very line item breakdown that you saw in the bullets there that you guys will get access to in the email template, nothing's changed. It's just I could always deliver that stuff because I had the skill myself. Austin mentioned it. You can outsource to people. You can find contractors. There's so many people inside of this space now that are experts that will be more than happy to let you go out and, just like Austin said, sell whatever it is that you want to sell and then bring it to them so they don't have to go out and find those clients that you had to go out and sell. That's hard to them. They don't want to do that stuff. So if you can find somebody like that, it's the greatest team. It's the greatest little duality you can create for yourself.
Yeah, that would be my recommendation for Victor. If you're not secure about what you could actually fulfill on, what I would do is work backward and find that contractor. Obviously, in the Entrepreneur Alliance, we have a lot of white label people. So you just say like, hey guys, I want to joint venture JV with somebody, hire a white label service, on Facebook advertising. I can think of one guy, Austin Troyer. I can think of another guy, Stephen Mayer. People like that, they're going to be posting in there a lot about, how to get the most. And obviously we're not allowing any direct promotions inside the group. However, that's why you won't see a lot of people saying like, hey, if you need services, like, let me be the guy. But what you can do is ask. So Victor, what I would recommend from you, for Victor, he's in Brazil, so language is a problem. Maybe look in other Facebook groups that are specific to like media buyers, SEO, Google AdWords, and see who does speak Spanish or Portuguese to be able to fulfill on those services. But here's what I've always done is I first found my contractor, and whoever I was going to be a partner with. My guy was Rohan Sheth, is who I partnered with to do the contracting for me. And I would say, hey, Rohan, what are the industries in which you have found the most success in? And now that made me say, okay, those are some of the niches that I might go after. And so now I can take their client work, and obviously it's all blurred out to say, the actual name of the clients. It's just like, a dentist in Annapolis, for example. I take that and now I say, hey, my team has gotten results for dentist in Annapolis. Here you go. And so now I know that they will deliver. My team has already delivered and will do this again for this type of client. So now I'm going to only go and sell to that type of client with this type of service. So that's how I overcame it. But with, as far as the language barrier, buddy, maybe go and find a Facebook advertising Facebook group that is specific to the language in which you'd be fulfilling or finding clients in.
Nice.
All right, let's take one more question here. Let's see, Dallas. Do your clients find it valuable that you offer multiple services versus one specific service?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You don't want to be the solution that I point out in the marketplace, which is the person who only offers one thing, unless you are like the specialist at that one thing. For example, in the office I'm at here now, this is Dan Fleischman's office, youngest founder of a publicly traded company in history here in Hollywood. He's these guys upstairs, Brian Evans, who's a co-owner of Influencer.com, who also had an agency that was on the Inc. 500 list back in the day before he sold it. He only does PR because Brian has PR connections where he can get you on the homepage of Inc., Forbes, Fortune, Huffington, blah, blah, blah. And all these things that he does, that's like literally the cream of the crop. You can't do better than that. He's one of the absolute best people in that industry, so he can offer that one thing, right? Now, him offering that one thing, if people want other things, he has a referral network of people that he'll automatically say, this is my guy for this is my guy for this is my guy for this. And then when he refers people to those individuals, he has kickbacks that are set up, which you should have too for any referral network that you have, where if you're exchanging business, they're giving you a piece of the business back, and you know that your referral network's trusted. However, if you go to the other side of it, you do it all yourself like I do. It's the reason I do it all, so people don't have to go to all the other people. So we do offer it all in one. So we have more control over the processes and systems and our ability to get results. But it's all preference. I mean, it's once again, it's where you're positioned at, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's funny because you talk about the referral network. One of my mentors in Atlanta, which I'm from Atlanta. Back when I was looking at like being a part of the big scale marketing agency, like trying to get Delta and Home Depot and Coca-Cola. He's been in the industry for a while. His name is Joe, and Joe has a company called Agency Sparks. Yep. He worked in the agency world for a really long time, like 20 years. And so he built up all of these amazing connections, not only on the brand side, like Coke, Home Depot, Delta, but he also built up great connections in the agency side. Yep. And his business model now is that he has created a list of agencies that he personally recommends for each thing. And they're always very niche agencies. So he has an app agency specifically for mobile apps, a gaming industry. So let's say that Coke wants a new video game, like a mobile game, like you flick bottle caps. There's a agency specifically for that, an agency specifically for billboards, etc. You guys see how this is going? So to be on his list, they pay a monthly fee. And that's just a membership to Agency Sparks. On top of that, he'll bring in brands, and the brands will say, hey, Joe, who do you know that is great at fulfilling on this service? And so he'll make the connection and then obviously get a commission bonus on top of the membership fee for being on the list. Now, his tagline is a dating site for brands and agencies. I find that perfect, right? Yes. He literally will create events in Atlanta, almost like as a blind dating thing. Well, he'll set up like a chat roulette kind of thing where everybody is meeting and then everybody switches. So all the brands are sitting down and then all the agencies move one person to the right and they get to know each other. And like, it's this fun little like dating circle. And that's how he builds clients. So I think this is interesting. There are so many ways to build a business in this world. Know that build deep relationships with all of these contractors. I have a specific Facebook ad guy, a very specific SEO guy, a very specific AdWords guy, and continuous on that. So once you start developing the relationships, you can actually build a robust industry. So in the beginning, make sure you can get results. I recommend starting off finding the contractor, becoming great at one service, then building a series of other services on top of that. With that, guys, we've gone pretty long. This is one of our longest masterclasses. So thank you so much, Jeremy, for giving the time. This is awesome. If you guys have gotten a lot of value, go ahead and put a 1. I just want to see them all flushing. You got a lot of value, put in a 1. That's how you can show Jeremy awesome stuff. If Jeremy, how can they get in contact with you, buddy? What's the best way to follow up with you?
Hit my Instagram, guys.
Look at all those ones, dude. Dozens and dozens of ones. That's awesome.
Hit the Instagram, guys. It's just my name, Jeremy. So go on Instagram, type in Jeremy, Jeremy, and I don't know, just scroll down a little bit until you see me looking at a phone and hop on my Instagram. Shoot me a DM. Let me know. There's a link inside of my bio there. It has every social channel, has all the fun websites we just looked at and all that stuff. And you guys can go check that out once again. Instagram @Jeremy.
Awesome. Love it, guys. Great. Well, I will see you on the inside. Dream big, believe big, and achieve big. Thank you so much for signing on today. See you later. I can never figure out how to close this thing, dude. All right, let's see. This is like that awkward silence. I'm just gonna keep. Why are you guys still here? Stop watching me. All right. You guys have better things to do than to watch me play around here on the computer as I figure this out. I'm gonna go backstage. There we go. I found out. Here's the button. Stop webinar. Peace.
Now, here are some interesting facts about the mastermind, which give you an idea of how important it is and how necessary that you embrace this principle and make use of it in attaining success in your chosen occupation. First of all, it is the principle through which you may borrow and use the education, the experience, the influence, and perhaps the capital of other people in carrying out your own plans in life. It is the principle through which you can accomplish in 1 year more than you could accomplish without it in a lifetime if you depended entirely upon your own efforts for success.